Welcome to Healing Storytelling. Today, we will explore an intriguing and profound topic. The richer the inner world, the harder it is to fit in. This is not just a story about those who live differently from the societal flow, but also a journey to understand why inner richness often leads people to choose a more solitary path, focusing on spiritual values rather than conforming to common norms. Let's listen, reflect, and discover the meaning of inner richness in our own lives. Arthur Schopenhauer, the great German philosopher, lived a life marked by solitude and struggle, yet his profound insights into human nature and the pursuit of happiness continue to resonate across centuries. Schopenhauer was a man of remarkable intellect who demonstrated extraordinary independence and observational skills from a young age. Despite his talent, he faced ridicule from his own mother, who dismissed his writings as fit only for wrapping medicine. His magnum opus, The World as Will and Representation, completed in his youth, was later celebrated as a masterpiece of philosophy. However, for much of his life, Schopenhauer remained in obscurity, overshadowed by envy and rejection from his peers. It wasn't until he was over 60 years old that his work gained recognition, thanks to an English critic who brought his ideas to light. From then on, Schopenhauer's influence spread globally, impacting luminaries in philosophy, literature, psychology, and physics, including Nietzsche, Wagner, Freud, and Einstein. Known as the philosopher of pessimism, Schopenhauer's perspective was not one of despair but of clarity, a deep understanding of the darker facets of human existence and the world. From this awareness, he sought to guide humanity toward wisdom and happiness. In The Wisdom of Life, one of his final works, Schopenhauer explored the concept of happiness, asserting that true fulfillment does not come from chasing happiness but from freeing oneself from suffering. This path, he argued, is not for everyone. It requires a conscious willingness to distance oneself from the distractions of pleasure, materialism, and societal noise. Although written in the 19th century, Schopenhauer's philosophy remains strikingly relevant today, as modern society often masks spiritual poverty with external wealth and superficial pursuits. He believed that a person rich in inner life is less influenced by external circumstances. Those who possess inner value and depth find completeness within themselves, free from the need for validation or conformity to societal norms. Conversely, Schopenhauer observed that ordinary individuals immerse themselves in superficial social interactions, constantly compromising their integrity. Through his philosophy, Schopenhauer highlighted the paradox of human existence, likening life to a pendulum that swings ceaselessly between two extremes, suffering and boredom. Poverty and deprivation lead to pain, while abundance and success often result in emptiness. This pendulum symbolizes human desire. When unfulfilled, it burns with anxiety. When satisfied, it freezes in discontent. Schopenhauer's observations align with modern neuroscience, particularly the dopamine cycle. Dopamine spikes when we pursue goals, motivating action, but drops sharply once the goal is achieved, leaving us feeling hollow. This cycle perpetuates an endless chase for new objectives, resembling the myth of Tantalus, eternally reaching for water that recedes whenever he tries to drink. Schopenhauer questioned whether material possessions truly bring lasting joy, noting that the thrill of acquiring something often fades quickly after ownership. He likened the pursuit of wealth and possessions to filling a bottomless vessel, where satisfaction is fleeting and never proportional to effort. Schopenhauer's philosophy also challenges the societal emphasis on external success and material wealth. While he acknowledged the necessity of money for survival, he argued that its impact on happiness diminishes beyond fulfilling basic needs. Studies in modern psychology confirm his observations. While the difference in quality of life between earning $0 and $1 million is significant, the difference between earning $1 million and $100 million is negligible in terms of happiness. The pursuit of excessive wealth, therefore, becomes a futile endeavor, akin to running on a treadmill that leads nowhere. Schopenhauer urged people to redefine their relationship with materialism, advocating for inner freedom rather than enslavement to external desires. He believed that true happiness arises from cultivating a rich inner life and aligning one's actions with authentic values rather than societal expectations. Schopenhauer's advocacy for introspection and inner fulfillment often set him apart from the mainstream. He argued that those with profound inner lives are often misunderstood or labeled as difficult to integrate into society. This is because such individuals prioritize personal growth and spiritual richness over conforming to collective norms. Society, which operates on shared conventions, often views those who live authentically as eccentric or even arrogant. Yet, Schopenhauer saw this difficulty in fitting in as a mark of strength and independence. He believed that choosing solitude and meaningful pursuits over shallow social engagements allows individuals to connect deeply with themselves and others. For Schopenhauer, solitude was not loneliness but a necessary space for creativity and self-discovery. He spent much of his time alone, immersed in books and writing, engaging in intellectual dialogue with the great thinkers of history. This solitude enabled him to transcend the distractions of worldly desires and produce timeless philosophical works. Schopenhauer's insights extend to the modern challenges of balancing inner and outer life. He warned against the dangers of excessive social conformity, which often leads to superficial relationships and a loss of personal authenticity. He distinguished genuine friendliness, such as smiling sincerely at a street cleaner, from insincere flattery or participation in corrupt gatherings. True social interaction, he argued, should be based on honest connections between souls rather than transactional exchanges. Schopenhauer's philosophy teaches us to dance with the world, moving forward and retreating as needed, but never losing the rhythm of our inner selves. This balance allows us to navigate external pressures without sacrificing our inner peace. Another cornerstone of Schopenhauer's philosophy is the importance of health. He famously stated, "A healthy beggar is happier than a sick king." Health, he believed, is the foundation of all pursuits, including the journey toward inner richness. Sacrificing health for wealth or success, he argued, is the greatest folly. Without physical well-being, all achievements become meaningless, like reflections in water or illusions in a mirror. Schopenhauer urged people to prioritize their health through regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and harmony with nature. He saw physical vitality as essential for mental clarity and spiritual growth. Schopenhauer's teachings on cultivating a rich inner life remain profoundly relevant in today's world, where material excess often leads to spiritual emptiness. He emphasized the importance of understanding oneself, reducing unnecessary desires, and embracing solitude as a space for creativity and self-awareness. Schopenhauer believed that true wealth lies in intellectual and spiritual fulfillment, not in external possessions or societal approval. His philosophy offers a timeless guide for those seeking to live authentically, reminding us that happiness begins within. In a society driven by competition, consumerism, and superficial connections, Schopenhauer's wisdom challenges us to pause, reflect, and redefine what it means to live a meaningful life. His ideas invite us to step away from the pendulum of suffering and boredom toward a life of inner harmony and self-discovery.